Come on in, it is time to talk Cavs playoff basketball. Hard to believe we are already here, and nobody better to join us to talk about it than the public address announcer for the Cleveland Cavaliers, our own Mr. Sean Peebles. Thanks so much for joining us.
Mike, thanks again for having me. Here we go again. It's crazy that we are in April and it's time to go, but it's time to go.
No doubt about it.
Yes,
time
sir.
to go, time to let them know as well. Had to.
Well done.
The Cavs taking on the Orlando Magic in round one of the NBA's Eastern Conference playoffs. I'm going to start with this. What are your thoughts on the draw? I know this is a matchup that they split in the regular season, 2 wins apiece. What are your thoughts on this upcoming matchup that begins on Saturday?
I mean, Orlando reminds me a lot of what Cleveland was like a couple years ago. I mean, young, athletic, hungry, and it's going to be a great matchup. They've got great size, great physicality, great shooting, but I'm obviously, we're looking forward to taking care of business, hopefully quickly in this opening round to be able to move through the rest of the postseason.
When you look at the 4 matchups between Cleveland and Orlando, many of these taking place a lot earlier in the season, a couple games in December. They haven't met since late February. What, if anything, are the biggest changes, do you think, maybe when it comes to this matchup in terms of how these teams have evolved?
Health, obviously, with Cleveland, they had to deal with a lot of things, during that month, mid to late February through March. But now we are in a lucky position having a lot of the guys back in a pretty much full strength. So it should be a great matchup. But again, Cleveland's in a good spot right now in regards to health, and that's very important this time of year.
As the public address announcer, what can you say about what is it like, the game day atmosphere, especially come playoff time? What is it like at Rocket Mortgage for fans that aren't familiar?
I just lit up. I mean, it's electric over at the Fieldhouse, and we've had a lot of great games this year, a lot of big wins that have generated that type of electricity. But when the playoffs begin, it's a different switch that's thrown, and obviously my first year there, we went all the way to the NBA Finals. So every single round, it just continues to build and build and build. And I know that Cleveland is going to bring it from the opening tip this Saturday, and I'm very excited to be a part of it again.
Recently reaching a milestone, 300 games on the mic there with the Cavs. Is it hard to believe? What are your thoughts when you realize that?
300 games. This is wrapping up my 7th season already. No, it's hard to believe, but again, I'm just lucky and blessed to get a chance to do one game back in 2017, and here I am, over 300 in, and I'm looking to hundreds more the rest of the way of my career over there. It's great. It's still a pinch me type of thing. It means a lot because again, I never thought that I would be in this position to do what I do over there, and when somebody does say something to me, or even stuff on Twitter and things like there was a message last night from a Cavs fan group in the Philippines, and I posted something about the playoffs and things like that, and they're like, let's get it, Sean, and it's from a group in the Philippines, and so it's like, wow, that's really cool, because it really gives you perspective that it's not just an Erie thing or a Cleveland thing. It's a global thing, and that's the beauty of what the NBA is.
Game 1 of this series taking place Saturday, 1 o'clock. I'll leave you with this. What's your biggest X factor, or who is your biggest X factor in this game, Cavs and Magic, to open up the postseason on Saturday?
Well, it's hard to pick one guy, because a lot of the guys that are going to be in the mix this year have a tremendous chip on their shoulder with how things ended last year. They bring a lot of experience and a lot of veteran leadership to this team. So it's not just going to be one guy. It's going to be a team effort to see this thing through.
Sean, been a pleasure to talk to you. Really appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
We are really looking forward to seeing, hopefully, a deep playoff run for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Thanks so much.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it, Sean.
Let them know.
We'll be right back.